What is up, YouTube? McIntyre here. I want to bring you guys a new video on Malthael. He's now finally released on live, and after my first impressions, gameplay, and kind of video talking about the hero, I've had some more time to play him since he's been released. I've been playing him all day. I think it's probably like my 6th or 7th game as him, and I've really enjoyed him, so I figured I might as well bring you guys a new updated gameplay of him, talking about where I think his build is at now, what I think is the best build, and then how to use it. So honestly, I think there's 2 builds for this guy right now. He's got his one-shot build and he has his AoE build. The one-shot build is obviously built around last rites. It deals a lot more with using your W aggressively, kind of like a zero-tool roll almost in a team fight, and it does really well against teams that don't have high defensive cooldowns. In this case, I'm playing against an Uther. So if he goes D-Shield, then maybe I don't go the build, right? But if he goes D-Storm, then I'd be able to take the build. Obviously, the last rites does percentage health, so it can't be reduced by armor. In this case, Uther wouldn't be able to stop it. But if he took D-Shield, he would 100% be able to stop it, and it would make the ultimate useless. But looking at, honestly, their team composition right now, they have a lot of health pools, right? The Asmodean especially, that's like easy drains. So I'm tempted more to go into the other ultimate. I can't even think, something Souls. It's the AoE kind of Maelstrom type ultimate that applies your passive to everyone around you. So, you know, in this game, I think that's the build I'm going to go. I'll be able to AoE ETC, Asmodean, probably their Malthael, and then even Uther, because he's going to probably walk up to get stuns in, right? So that's 4 targets that I can drain off of, and I'm going to talent basically around using my Q. I want to spam it as much as possible, so that probably means, you know, we're going to go into the 16 talent for decreased cooldown, extra range. We'll probably take the slow at 7, and looking at, you know, my 13 talents, I honestly don't know whether or not I'll want to take the cleanse. So if I take self-cleanse, it's kind of nice against the ETC if he goes mosh pit, because when he slides, I can then self-cleanse when he hits mosh and walk out of the mosh. So that can be pretty good. Or even W out of the mosh, right? So we'll see. I do like the increased health, though, again, against the Asmodean. That could be really valuable. But at level 1, I take Death Reach on both builds. I just find the range to be really powerful, and I also take at level 4 Throwing Shade on both builds. When we get through the talent tiers, like every talent tier, I'll tell you where I kind of would change my build. Essentially, for last rites, though, I go Mortality at 7 and Massacre at 16. Those are the only changes. But on this Tormented Souls build, I usually take Cold Hands and then Soul Collector. So kind of building around the fact that I want to be spamming Q as much as possible, right? But when I originally played this character, I learned quickly that using your E is really important. So I would say most important part of this character is just practicing landing your E, because it's one of the few ways, if you don't have Tormented Souls, to apply your passive. I even played a game where let me kill this Uther super quick. So I played a game where the other team had like a bunch of, like, Genji had dodge, which is 100% evasion, and there was a Cassia who was blinding, and I honestly could not attack people to apply my passive, so the only way I could do it was hitting my E, and it was very, very annoying and frustrating. So that's something that you have to take into consideration too, and it's another reason why the level 4 talent is so powerful on this guy, I think. Another little heads-up tip is you actually teleport behind your target when you use your W. So if you ever want to body block, or even, like, let's say dodge a skill shot, and you have your AoE on a minion wave and you see Uther walking towards you, you can use your W to evade him the same way you would use Vorpal Blade, right? I kind of look at his passive like Vorpal Blade. If you're a Zeratul player, Vorpal Blade's always, you know, you can see your Vorpal Blade activation when you attack someone, and it's the same sort of feeling for me with this guy, and his W would be the actual Vorpal in this case. So yeah, so we're gonna take Throwing Shade now. Get a little wave clear here. Obviously, we do want to try to start landing our E on the enemy, but here we go. There's some good E's. Get that quest going. That was the most disrespectful mastery taunt I've ever seen. Yeah, they re-added the mastery taunts to the game now, so you can AFK and stun yourself by casting them. I wish they were cancelable. Should be able to. A lot of the time I like to like hold bushes and get easy E's, right? Because you want to get your stacks up as quick as possible. It also makes me feel like, you know, a hero like ETC would actually be really good with this guy, because you can follow up every time he slides in with your E, right? I'll also say with this build, a lot of the time you kind of want to play it like Murky. Especially when you hit 7, and essentially think of it like you are Murky and you have Slime on the other team, right? You don't want to stand in melee range of them. Instead, you want to just kind of kite them and keep casting your E, especially with your Maelstrom going. Dang. This guy knows. He knows he's just got to dodge my E and I'm useless. So we're going to take Cold Hands now. This is good for chasing people down. It feels like throwing your E from Fog is usually better anyways. Because the ability is actually fairly hard to see. So if you throw from Fog, like a lot of the time people won't react to it just because it's hard to react to, honestly. I'll look to push this out. Also, it looks like for the most part you can get 2 Qs off of 1 E. So remember that, right? 1 E will give you 2 Qs. Hitting a W on somebody reapplies your passive. So if you hit E on somebody and you Q them once and then you Q them twice, it's probably time to hit W. Otherwise, you're gonna lose your passive on them. But that's mostly just for when you're chasing somebody down. See there, like that's why your E is so important. If you miss it, it's just now this Vala can do whatever she wants to me. I think this tower is gonna kill me. Come on, tower. Why you gotta do me like that, dude? That tower just absolutely bodied me. Whoa. So, as much as I want to take last rights there and just hit R on that Vala, I'm gonna stick to my guns because I've kind of committed to Cold Hands here. You could take Cold Hands with last rights, and I did do that for a little bit. So I don't think it's impossible, but I could have held on to my 10, right, to again see if the Uther is gonna take D Shield or Storm. And I think in a competitive game, I would hold on to it. But since this is just quick match and I want to kind of show off this AoE build, I'm not gonna worry about it too much right now. So again, you remember the W will body block. Or I guess always put you behind the target. One One thing that I actually don't really have a gauge on, I'm about to go figure it out. I'm going to clear out bottom wave, and then I'm going to start the easies. Remember, like I said, usually 2 Qs and then you want to reapply your W, or you need to hit your E or an auto attack. I'm almost out of mana, so I don't really want to do this right now. If I was healthier there, I think I would have chased them down. Okay, so here we go. We should have a pretty big AoE going on here. Oh, I might be dead? Actually, dead. Gyms. Okay. Ooh. Good basketball guys went in there. So, I think their team really doesn't have that much CC. So, I'm gonna go Siphon Soul. Doesn't really, like, the ETC didn't go Mosh, right? I don't think armor does that much against them. And they're not like bursting me, so the spell shield doesn't do anything either. So this is probably like the best option. Oh man, see again, you can't miss your E. I don't think I'm dead yet. Oh, now I'm dead. Almost lived there. I think if I had blinked over the Uther sooner, I would have taken less auto damage from ETC. I took these 2 auto damages, which ended up killing me. But the decreased cooldown now on Soul Collector is going to be disgusting. Like, there I would have gotten an extra Q or 2 off, right? Since this is on 2-second cooldown, like, what is that? We're getting 4 Qs instead of 3 every 6 seconds. Plus, you're hitting more because of the increased range. He is very, like, all in, though. This guy, like, if you guys haven't already just figured that out. Because once you use your E, like, you're ready to go. Once you E in, once you W in, like, you're going. I'm not doing very good on my quest either for my E. Keeps getting dodged. Feels bad. Come on! Just let me hit somebody with this E, please. Alright, I'm going in. Should be able to kill the Uther here. Whoa. Nice. Now we have Soul Collector. This is a huge spike for this build. in particular too. On a W, get behind him. Nice. Yeah, so it's kind of like Genji with Dragon Blade, right? You gotta know when you can go all in, and you have to make that decision when the other team seems vulnerable, or maybe they're like, maybe they're split and you hit your E, right? And now, okay, now we can go. Like, you have to make that call, and you have to be ready to pull the trigger, right? A lot like Kerrigan. Like Kerrigan, once you've committed, you're in. Like there's no backing out with Kerrigan once you decide that you're gonna fight the enemy team, and that's kind of how this guy is. I think we should come off of that. I think their team's about to drop bombs on us. See, that's where I like Massacre though. Like you get the one hit on one person, and then you W to them while they're running with their team, and you get a hit on all of their team. Like that's like my favorite part about Massacre. But the quest is finally done. If there's one thing for sure, that sieging of this guy is absolutely terrible. Potentially like one of the worst in the game. Oh god. Tanking these both of these buildings, not a good look. Oh, heal him. Oh. And at level 20, we are going to take Reaper of Souls. Especially this game, I think Reaper of Souls is really good. Because we have the Sunder, and we have the Twilight, we have the Apop. It's somewhat likely that... I'll be able to get resets. Looks like the other guy took the Black Harvest Memento Mori build. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. As you can see, it did 38% of Thrall's health, so it is, I mean, I think it is good. It might have its place. It just doesn't, I guess my build, you're more threatening and like chasing the enemy team down. With that build, it's like if you hit R, you're just going to do a lot of dot damage. Honestly, I only used that build once, and I hated it because I was so used to having like the tools that I have with this build, if that makes sense. I have to ult. I need to get another E off. No! I tried, team. I tried. I tried, team. That's the murky abilities of this character. To be able to just like constantly kite. The other team cannot catch up to you. As long as you hit your E's. Maybe I need to give this build another look though. Seems like it could be strong. If it's actually doing 1,000 damage to the Thrall. Especially with the AoE, like if you get the other team to clump on your Tormented Souls, then you're gonna do a ton of damage. Actually, I'm gonna try Final. I like Final Curtain too. I don't. The more we team fight, the more I don't think we're gonna get reset. So Final Curtain's better. It's just gonna, once you throw your E out, like because you have the long range, it just sits there, and anybody who runs through it continues to apply the mark to themselves. So like in long tunnels and stuff, you can see here, right? Like this is now just a mark funnel. It also, you know, holds. You basically have like almost 100% uptime on your E now. Yeah, I'm going here for sure. I need to not get hit by this dude there. I think we can win, but maybe bossing is just safer. Because we do get the percent damage, right? It's hard to say. Our team doesn't really have siege damage. Like Thrall is our only team siege. Yeah, it's really good with the minions too because they sit on it, so they just keep getting it. They keep getting the curse applied to them. You see there? It's really powerful. I have to turn it on. Nice. So it looks like we're going to get double keep and potentially triple keep. I don't know if we win the game here, but we do get a lot of keeps. We should look to fight them too. Nice ult, dude. Oh, the minion waves. Rest in peace. Oh, ow. Ow. I need one more Q. I need another Q, sir. Why you Q that guy? What the heck? Hello? No. Nice, GG. That's why he didn't kill me, because he knew I'd just full heal on the enemy team. Looks like it's gonna be GG. Yeah, this guy's so terrible. It's like, he is absolutely terrible at Siege, though. Look at this. This is his core ability right here. Ha! Funny. But that is going to be it for the Malthael video. I'm still, I don't know, I'm not sold on this, his kind of passive build, the 4 and 16 talents. I'm really not sold on him, to be honest. I just think that, like, this build, you get way too much utility, right, for like the little bit of dot damage that you would produce, right? It's hard for me to say, like, would I deal more damage through the Qs that I'm popping off with than, you know, this talent, right? And a lot of the time too, you know, this allows me to, paired with the range, to get kind of AoE, bigger circles, bigger drains, right? Multiple drains. Like the last fight, I hit the minions, and then I used the minion to escape the Asmodan, right? Without the dot on the minion, I wouldn't be able to get to that minion and get away from the towers. I would have died to the Asmo. So it's hard to say whether or not this build is better, but I personally think that this is my favorite way to build him if the enemy team is clumped. Honestly, this is the easiest way to build him too. The other build, like I was saying, at level 4 and 1, you would take the same talents, but at 7 you take this W damage, mortality, and then at 16 you take the, I can't think of the name of it, but essentially when you hit W, it AoE cleaves the dot. And then you would take last rites at 10. And what you want to do there is just hit one target, right? Use your W, kind of apply the dot just to make sure you can Q to heal yourself, and then go in for the execution. But you just have to be careful that, you know, the other team doesn't have D-Shield or something like that. That just, like, Monk Palm would be a good one. You know, even Rhaegar, potentially Rhaegar Ancestral, right? I would say with Rhaegar's Ancestral, you might be better off because the Rhaegar has to really be on time, but if he is on time, then you're right, you get countered. So something to think about, but I do really, I think I enjoy this hero. He is fun, but he isn't overpowered. He is not the Ragnaros. You know, he's just kind of good against a bunch of melees. Like, he kind of counters that. But outside of that, you know, he's mediocre, I guess, right? But I figured I'd give you guys a new gameplay and kind of my final build for him. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to throw a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can always check me out on Twitch and Twitter. Those are going to be located in my description below. Appreciate all the support as of recent. So until the next video, guys, I'll see you then. Cheers.